Ooga booga, my fellow cosmic dust specks. Welcome back to Max Pop, the show where my giant floating brain tries to fix the leaks in my tiny caveman skull. Today, we are asking the biggest question of all, the mega question. The kind of question that makes you sit outside your cave at night, staring up at the stars, wondering why you are even here. What is the meaning of life? For years, I thought the meaning of life was pushing this huge rock up the hill. I get up at sunrise, I grab the rock, and I push. I sweat, I groan, my primitive muscles are screaming, but I keep going. I get it all the way to the top. I look out over the valley and I feel like an absolute champion. And then, whoosh! It rolls right back down to the bottom. Every single time. So I walk back down and I push it up again. Why? Because I thought I had to. I thought the Great Valley Spirit had a grand master plan for me, and that my sacred destiny was tied to this giant piece of granite. I thought there was a prize waiting for me if I just pushed it enough times. But then I discovered a bunch of deeply confused, coffee-drinking French guys from the 1900s, led by a remarkably cool, trench coat-wearing dude named Albert Camus. And they invented a philosophy called Absurdism. Absurdism is a massive, cold-water reality check for your soul. It says that humans have a desperate, screaming, deeply hardwired desire for meaning, purpose, and order. We want the universe to love us, to look at our efforts, and to give us a neat little checklist with a gold star at the end. We want to know that our suffering matters. But guess what the universe answers with? Absolute, total, echoing silence. The universe doesn't care about your rock, it doesn't care about your job, and it definitely doesn't care about your existential crisis. It's just spinning space dust and black holes. This clash right here, the friction between our desperate, burning search for a point and a cold universe that has 0 points to give, is what Camus calls the absurd. It's a cosmic joke, and we are the punchline. It's like walking into a grocery store that only sells dynamic mud, pulling out a handful of shiny shells and trying to order a high-tech smartphone. It makes absolutely no sense, yet we keep demanding the phone. So, what does a smart caveman do when he realizes life has no built-in meaning? When the illusion shatters and you realize the mountain doesn't care about the climber? Camus says humanity usually panics, and we tend to fall into 3 distinct traps. Let's break down your options. Option number 1, the ultimate rage quit. You look at the meaningless rock, you look at the endless hill, you throw your hands up, and you decide to just leave the game entirely. But Camus steps in and says, absolutely not. Do not do this. It's a total cop-out. Checking out of the game doesn't solve the problem of the absurd. It just means you let the silent universe win without a fight. It eliminates the defiance. We don't want to surrender to the void. We want to give it the side-eye. That brings us to option number 2, intellectual surrender. I like to call this the make-believe method. This is where your brain hurts so much from the lack of meaning that you just invent a fake one to make yourself feel safe at night. You tell yourself, oh, the rock actually wants to be pushed. The rock loves me. Every time it rolls down, it's just testing my faith, and one day I will be rewarded in the great banana kingdom in the sky. Camus says this is a trap too. It's living a lie. You are hiding from the raw, beautiful reality of existence under a thick blanket of sweet, prehistoric delusion. You are trading your freedom for comfort. Which brings us to option number 3, the ultimate alpha move. You accept the absurd and you choose to rebel. This is where true genius happens. You look directly into the empty, terrifying, meaningless void of space. You shrug your shoulders and you say, yeah, and I'm still gonna eat this delicious berry. I'm still gonna paint on these cave walls, and I'm gonna dance around the campfire until my legs fall off anyway. Think about Sisyphus, that poor, legendary Greek guy who was doomed by the gods to push a boulder up a hill for all eternity as a punishment. Camus wrote a line that completely blew my floating brain apart. He said, one must imagine Sisyphus happy. Think about how wild that is. Why would he be happy? Because once Sisyphus realizes there is no secret reward waiting for him at the top of the hill, and once he accepts that the gods aren't coming to save him, the rock suddenly belongs entirely to him. The gods tried to punish him with an endless chore, but by embracing the uselessness of the chore, he takes away their power. The struggle itself is enough to fill his caveman heart. He pushes that rock with a smirk on his face, just to spite the universe that told him he needed a reason to exist. He becomes the master of his own ridiculous destiny. And that, my friends, is the beautiful, liberating secret of absurdism. People think that a life without built-in meaning is depressing, but it's actually the highest form of freedom imaginable. If the universe doesn't give you a pre-written story, it means no one can tell you that you're playing your part wrong. It means the canvas is completely blank. You are entirely, beautifully free to invent your own meaning from scratch. If you want your life to be about nothing more than collecting shiny seashells by the river, amazing, do it. If you want your life to be about perfecting the ultimate wild boar roast recipe, incredible, go hunt. If you want to spend your days staring at ants or just being kind to the caveman next door, that is a magnificent use of your time. You don't need permission from a cosmic entity to enjoy being alive. The valley has no rules, my friends. The pressure is officially off. You don't have to change the world. You don't have to achieve ultimate enlightenment, and you don't have to win the game of life because there is no scoreboard. So stop stressing so much about the grand plan or trying to figure out what it all means. Take a deep breath of that prehistoric air. Go find your own rock, choose a nice hill, and push it purely for the joy of feeling your muscles move. If you enjoyed this little philosophical trip into the void, go ahead and smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel so we can grow our collective floating brains together, and share this with a friend who is stressing out too much about their career or their legacy. Go out there and absolutely crush your meaningless, beautiful, ridiculous day. Keep throwing rocks, you magnificent, defiant rebels. Bye.